The oil stopped pumping at sunrise, and nobody knows who shut it down. The wind moves across West Texas like it owns the land. Dust rolls over the empty roads. The oil pumps that never sleep are suddenly still. One by one, the machines stand frozen against the red sky. No alarms, no warning, just silence. And in this business, silence is never a good sign. In the world of Landmen, when the oil stops flowing, it means someone is making a move. At the break of dawn, the fields look peaceful. Long shadows stretch across the dry ground. Pipes run for miles like metal veins under the earth. Tank batteries sit heavy and quiet. A flare stack that once burned bright is now nothing but smoke. The air feels wrong. Like the land itself is holding its breath. Inside a truck parked on a dirt road, a phone screen lights up. Missed calls. 12 of them. All from the same number. A worker stands outside the truck, staring at pump 47. It hasn't moved in 20 minutes. That has never happened before. He kicks the dirt. He checks the control box. Nothing. He whispers to himself, "This ain't just a breakdown." Cut to a large house far from the fields. The windows are tall. The doors are locked. A coffee cup sits untouched on a kitchen counter. A phone begins to vibrate on a wooden table. It keeps buzzing. No one answers. The sun rises higher. The oil business runs on trust and fear. Trust your crew. Fear your rivals. But lately, trust has been thin. Deals were made last season. Promises were broken. Enemies smiled at the same table. And now, someone has decided to stop playing nice. A group of men stand near a pipeline station. They speak in low voices. No faces are shown, just boots in the dirt and hands in pockets. One man shakes his head slowly. Another checks his watch. A black SUV waits nearby with its engine running. Nobody laughs. Nobody relaxes. Something big is coming. The radio in the truck suddenly comes alive. Static, then a voice. All sites reporting shutdown. Every single one. The worker freezes. Every site. That's not an accident. That's not weather. That's control. In the distance, a hawk circles above the land. The fields stretch for miles, but today they feel small, vulnerable. The silence spreads from rig to rig, like a message. You are not in charge anymore. Back at the house, the phone finally stops buzzing. A door opens somewhere inside. Slow footsteps. The phone lights up again. This time, it's answered. We don't hear the voice on the other end. We only hear breathing. Then one sentence. They've shut us down. The line goes dead. The oil under the ground is worth billions. But power above the ground is worth more. Whoever controls the pumps controls the future. And someone just proved they can flip the switch whenever they want. A wide shot of the basin shows miles of steel and dust under the rising sun. It looks strong. It looks untouchable. But strength can be an illusion. Empires fall quietly at first. Not with explosions. Not with fire. Just a single moment when the machines stop moving. And this morning the machines have stopped. The wind grows louder. A gate swings open on rusty hinges. A paper sign flaps against a fence. Temporary shutdown. But there is nothing temporary about this. This is a warning. Because in this land, nobody gives up control without a fight. And the fight hasn't even started yet. By noon, the silence is no longer quiet. It is loud. It spreads across the basin like fire under dry grass. Phones will not stop ringing. Workers stand in groups instead of working. Engines stay off. The pumps that once moved like clockwork now look like dead metal giants staring at the sky. This was not an accident. This was planned. Far from the fields, inside a tall glass building in Houston, a meeting ends with a simple handshake. No smiles, no cheers. Just a clean, firm shake between two powerful men in suits. A new company logo shines on the wall behind them. A name no one in West Texas has heard before, but they will. A folder slides across a long black table. Inside are maps. Red lines cut across the basin. blocks of land are marked with new numbers, new ownership, new control. Back in the oil fields, a group of senior crew leaders gather around the hood of a dusty truck. One of them throws his hat down in anger. They can't do this, he says. But deep down, he knows they can. Because the shutdown didn't just hit one site. It hit every site tied to one network. A network that was supposed to be secure. A young worker scrolls through his phone. News spreads fast. A small energy company from out of state has bought a major share in a pipeline system. Not just any pipeline, the one that feeds their entire operation. Without it, oil can't move. And if oil can't move, money can't move. The camera moves across empty storage tanks, across silent control panels, across a row of trucks that should be hauling but aren't. Someone is squeezing the basin. Inside a quiet office, blinds half closed, a contract is read out loud. Transfer of operational authority. The words are simple, but the meaning is heavy. Control has shifted. Not fully. Not yet. But enough to send a message. This is not just business. This is strategy. A black SUV drives down a long desert road. Dust rises behind it. It passes 3 pump jacks standing still like statues. The SUV does not slow down. It heads straight toward a gated property. Security cameras turn. The gate opens before the driver even stops. They were expected. Inside the vehicle, a phone call is on speaker. "We offered partnership," a calm voice says. They refused. "So now we apply pressure." The line goes silent for a moment. Then the reply comes. "How much pressure?" The answer is simple. All of it. In a small-town diner near the fields, workers sit quietly. Coffee cups stay full. The television above the counter plays a news report. A reporter stands in front of an energy market chart. The numbers are dropping. Words like instability and new investors scroll across the bottom of the screen. One worker mutters, "This ain't about oil. This is about takeover." He's right, because the new company didn't just buy pipelines. They bought influence. They bought silence from people who once swore loyalty. They bought information. And information is more powerful than oil. At sunset, a private jet lands on a small airstrip outside the basin. The door opens. Polished shoes step onto the ground. A man looks across the flat land with calm eyes. He has never worked a rig, never fixed a valve, never stood in 110-degree heat. But he knows numbers, and numbers say this land can make him richer than ever. He smiles slightly. Meanwhile, deep inside the control hub of the main operation, engineers try to override the shutdown. Screens flash error codes. Access denied. Password rejected. System locked. Someone else holds the keys now. A senior manager slams his fist on the desk. "They think they can scare us," he says. But fear is already there. Because when power changes hands quietly, it means the people behind it are confident. Night falls over West Texas. The rigs are dark. The stars shine above fields that once glowed with working lights. Coyotes howl in the distance. It feels like the land is watching. A text message appears on a secure phone. "We should have taken the deal." No name attached. Across town, in a large empty house, a figure stands by a window looking out at the horizon. The shutdown is not random. It is a test. Signal. A reminder that old power can be replaced. The oil business used to be simple. Drill, pump, sell, protect your land. But now, the fight is not in the dirt. It is in boardrooms, in contracts, in silent system codes that can turn everything off with one click. And the new players in the basin don't play by old rules. They don't shout. They don't threaten. They squeeze. And this is only day one.